Hi there, Malcolm here with my 406th Booktube video, and today I'll be bringing you a book review for Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow by Tom King, illustrated by Bill Chris Everly and coloured by Matthias Lopes. Now, this is the second Supergirl book I've ever read. The first was Being Super, which was a sort of reimagining of the character. And so going into this one, I must confess, I don't know a huge amount about the Supergirl character. I've seen the original movie, which was, yeah, I enjoyed it when I was little, but then I didn't know better. And it still does have a certain nostalgic vibe, but I do fully agree that the film is not great. And I've seen most of season 1 of the Supergirl TV series, which we are currently rewatching. They only very lightly brush upon the actual lore of who and what Supergirl is. I mean, it's been well established that she's Superman's cousin, sent to Earth to look over a young Superman, only to find that he's already grown up by the time she gets there. And so she goes off and does her own thing. And in this case, she's celebrating her birthday on a planet with a red sun, which doesn't give her superpowers. I don't know, just to feel normal. And while she's there, she's approached by a girl whose father has been murdered by a brigand and wants to enlist her help to track him down and kill him. I think Ruthie is her name. And the bulk of this story does indeed follow these two as they traverse the galaxies, tracking down this guy who subsequently joined up with a team of pirates, and they're laying waste to people left, right and centre. They always turn up to a planet after the fact, finding a sea of dead people and a pile of destruction, until finally, eventually, they catch up with this guy. And that's more or less the story. So what did I like about it? I thought the ending was pretty well handled. When they finally catch up with this guy, I mean, we knew Supergirl wasn't going to just kill him. In fact, what she does do is a nice callback to how Kryptonians deal with their criminals. So that was well handled. And one stop that they make along the way, they encounter a peaceful and lovely town full of these aliens. But everything's very surface level. It seems charming and wonderful. Everyone's very friendly initially. But if you start digging, the friendliness disappears extremely quickly, and something feels really off. And it turns out that some sort of genocide has been committed by these people, but not even by this person they're chasing, but by the people themselves against the perceived lesser group. And that was really interesting and well handled and quite relevant for today. But apart from that, the 224 pages spent with Supergirl and Ruthie, I didn't really learn anything about Supergirl or Ruthie. Ruthie's a girl whose father got murdered. We see the murder takes place, and that's pretty much all she bangs on about for the entire book. The story is told from her point of view, so even though it says Supergirl across the top, it should be Ruthie hangs out with Supergirl. Now, Supergirl's not even the main character in her own graphic novel. So we follow Ruthie's point of view, and she's all about revenge, hunting down this man. And okay, we do have a few of her thoughts about the time she spends with Supergirl. Fairly early on, you realise that this is a memoir for much, much later. So you know she's going to survive the story, at least until the end, where we then catch up to the narration, potentially. But beyond that, we don't know anything about her, beyond just wanting revenge. Supergirl, she's just there. We do get a couple of flashbacks to being on Krypton and dealing with the fact that she's lost Krypton, but again, they're very superficial, base level attempts to flesh out the character a little bit. And even the brigand, he's a bad guy because he likes being a bad guy. There's not much more to his character than that. Now, I've never read anything with Cosmo in it, so I was looking forward to seeing Cosmo. He's barely in it. He gets badly wounded right at the beginning, and he's not seen until right at the end when he's made better. There's also a super horse, which was news to me. I didn't know there was a super horse, but suddenly turns up at some point, and there's no explanation really as to why. You get a vague thing about some curse later on, but that's sort of all wrapped up very quickly, and okay, that was a thing that just happened. The story wasn't terrible. It was just a meandering sequence of planet after planet as they try and chase down this guy. They catch up to him, he zaps them off to some other planet again, which is a bit cool. It's got dinosaurs on it, and Supergirl is struggling because they're under a green sun this time, and apparently green suns are bad, which is news to me. I know yellow suns are good. I know that's the good one. But then they catch up to him again, and it's a case of, it's a story that doesn't have anything to say. Now, I know a lot have been very forgiving of this story because they loved the artwork. And the artwork is alright, I just didn't particularly care for it. I didn't hate it. I mean, okay, that's quite a nice double spread there. But for the most part, it didn't do anything for me at all. And so I didn't connect with the story, I didn't connect with the artwork, the characterizations of the characters was non-existent. I felt Tom King was a terrible writer. From what I've heard about how he's treated Wonder Woman lately, I feel justified in saying that. But we do have a film coming out very soon by James Gunn, based off of this. So for that reason, I would say this is probably worth reading in preparation for the film, and I really hope that James Gunn does a much better job than Tom King did, but one of the biggest disappointments for me this year. So, have you read Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow? What did you think about it? Are you looking forward to the film? Comment down below, please, but as usual, if you have nothing else to say, then please keep it to yourself. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and other YouTube things if you want, and until next time, see you later.